Imagine you walk into your house and you see this unfamiliar laptop sitting on the coffee table. Would your first thought be that this laptop came out of nothing? That it was somehow formed from the particles that previously surrounded this empty, vacant space? And that they collided together millions of times to somehow create this laptop? Or would you think that maybe someone left this laptop here? Which thought would be more logical? Which thought would be more reasonable? You see, our universe exists in a fine balance, with thousands of factors all set to a very specific preset, like thousands of little dials all set to a specific number. And if any of these factors were off by an incremental percent, then we couldn't exist, or there couldn't be life within the universe. Even if we are the only life within the universe, there's still thousands of these presets that exist that, again, if they were offset just by the smallest degree, we wouldn't be able to have life on Earth. I have 4 examples that we're going to go over today. However, these are only 4 examples and thousands exist. I encourage you to do your own research and do your own homework to find out how vast this ocean of different metrics are that the world has to exist around, and that the universe has to exist around in order for life to function. This first preset is called the cosmological constant of gravity. The force of gravity is offset by the force of our universe. While cosmologists don't have an exact value set to the cosmological constant, they know that this cosmological constant exists, and if it's offset by the smallest degree, then gravity wouldn't be possible, and we'd either be crushed by our own weight or we'd fling off the Earth because of the lack of gravity. Without this cosmological constant, we wouldn't even have stars or galaxies. If it wasn't for this cosmological constant, matter would either collapse in on itself or expand too quickly, not allowing for any formation of matter. The ratio of masses between electrons and protons is another factor. If this ratio was off, then DNA wouldn't be possible, and we wouldn't have the genetic structure that we need to be able to create life. If neutrons were larger than protons, there wouldn't be enough heavy elements in the universe to sustain life. The size of the Earth is one of these factors. If the Earth was smaller in mass, our electromagnetic sphere wouldn't be strong enough to be able to deflect solar winds, and that would devastate our atmosphere, leaving the planet barren and unsuitable for life. And finally, the size of our moon affects the ability for life on this planet. With the gravitational pull of the moon, the Earth's tilt is at a constant 23.5 degrees. Without this tilt, there would be no seasons, and there would be no food source, and that wouldn't be suitable for life on this planet. While the laptop, as the example in the beginning of this video, would be universally frowned upon and seem insane if we were to say that that laptop came into existence without the help from a designer, we're told to accept that the universe and life itself came into existence without any type of help. The problem with this is that the universe and life itself are exponentially more complex than the design of a laptop. Surely, if these few factors and thousands more are needed and need to be set at a particular preset in order to sustain and to build life, then it's surely logical, if not more logical, to accept that there must be a designer or a creator for the universe and for life. May I encourage you to take this information and realize that it's reasonable to believe that life existed and came into existence, and the universe came into existence with the help of a designer and a creator, and that we didn't come into being just because a bunch of particles clashed together a million times until life eventually happened. And that if there is a creator, and that creator set all these presets, that creator is more powerful and more knowing than we could ever comprehend. And because of that creator's will and want to create, know that creator loves you and cares for you. Please continue along with me as we learn more about this creator and his nature through the word that he's given us. May God keep you and bless you. Really quick, before you go, let me explain why I felt led to start this channel. When talking to Pilate, Jesus said, "I have come into the world to bear witness to the truth. Everyone who is of the truth listens to my voice." Pilate responds by asking, "What is the truth?" It's evident that a lot of people are still asking this question almost 2,000 years later. And while we live in an amazing time with the wealth of the world's knowledge available in the palm of our hands, there's often too much information, leaving people unable to process what's true and what's not true. Paul describes such times in this way when he writes his second letter to his disciple Timothy. Always learning and never able to arrive at a knowledge of the truth. There are several who expound on what truth is, but often they are misguided, or they are malice in their intent, or they're being intellectually dishonest. My hope is that I am able to provide evidence for why the scriptural narrative is true, a contextual and practical explanation of the principles found in its writings, and a defense for other believers. As Peter explains, you should always be prepared to make a defense to anyone who asks you for a reason for the hope that is in you, yet do it with gentleness and respect. If you find value in this channel as I do, there are a few ways you can help, both by gifting and without spending any money. First, react and interact with these videos wherever you're watching from. This greatly helps the channel be seen by others and new people. Next, please share this content with others you feel may benefit from the information found here. Also, please subscribe to this channel on all social media. And finally, if you feel led to, and if you have the means to, please consider giving to this channel through the outlets previously mentioned, or the channel's Patreon. All these links are going to be in the video description. Thank you for watching, and may God keep you and bless you.